Today I'm doing Samba do Avia, one of my favorite songs by Jobim. It took me many years actually to get round to playing it because I was always put off by the introduction, which has a series of chords that go a little bit like this. And I actually didn't like the introduction very much, and it seemed very complicated. People were playing it very fast, and it really put me off for a while. But the song has some really beautiful chords, so I didn't give up. I mean, when you listen to things like this, Minha alma canta, vejo Rio de Janeiro. I mean, these are beautiful chords. So I finally bit the bullet and decided to really look at the whole piece. And today I'm presenting everything, but I'm presenting the introduction at the end. I don't want us to get distracted with these. I don't want us to get distracted with the series of chords that are at the beginning. We look at those at the end. Okay, so let's dive in. The first part, actually, Minha alma canta. So Jobim is flying into Rio de Janeiro, coming from the United States. He's afraid of flying, but his heart sings. You know, his soul sings when he sees Rio de Janeiro, and that's how the song starts. Okay, so I'll play the chords very slowly. Minha alma canta, vejo Rio de Janeiro. Oh, this is quite nice as well. Estou morrendo de saudade, Rio, teu mar, praia sem fim. Rio foi feito, Rio, você foi feito pra mim. Okay, so that's the beginning, and very quickly the chord, you've got a D major seventh with an F sharp on the bass. You've got B flat, but it's got the F on the bass, but it's a very nice voicing for this B flat chord. And then we go to an E minor seventh, which is a lovely voicing here. And then we go to an F diminished with this additional note, and that's a beautiful voicing again. And then we go back to this D major seventh. Vejo Rio de Janeiro. This is an F sharp with a sharp 5, F sharp 7 with a sharp 5. De Janeiro. This is a G major 7th, followed by a G minor 6th or a D 9th, a C 9th. Okay, you could look at it this way. And then Estou morrendo de saudade. So back to D major 7th. This is a G sharp diminished. This is an F sharp minor with the fifth flattened here. Actually, I don't know if you can see it. It's like an A minor with the F sharp. Okay, and then a B seventh. Okay, so let me play that again for you. Minha alma canta, vejo Rio de Janeiro, estou morrendo de saudade, Rio, teu mar, praia sem fim, Rio, você foi feito pra mim. And then we go into the second verse, if you want, or the second part of the verse, which begins the same as the first one, but it changes very quickly. Okay? So once again, I'm showing you a simplified but very effective accompaniment if you are singing. Okay? Later on, I will show you more of a chord melody arrangement if you want to play it as an instrumental, which many people do. then the chords are different. But I don't want to complicate things. I think as it is, the chord voicings and the chords are absolutely beautiful in my view. So, Christu Redentor. I'll start again. Christu Redentor. Braços abertos sobre a Guanabara. And this is where it changes, huh? We got into Este Samba so porque. So it's Este Samba so porque. So E minor 7th, huh? Este Samba so porque. Rio gosto. This is a G. This is a B minor 7th. Rio e gosto de você. Okay, G sharp diminished. Okay, so I'll start again. Este samba só porque Rio gosto de você. And again, amorena, faz samba. And here we have a passage which is probably the most difficult passage, but you've got some really nice chords that I didn't want to simplify. Now, so seu corpo todo balança. Okay, seu corpo todo balança. Now this can also be played here, actually, yeah. Okay, so this is an E flat minor 7th with a sharp 5, actually, like a half diminished. Huh? So, seu corpo todo balança. There's a nice symmetry here, actually. If you watch the shapes, seu corpo todo balança, not quite fully symmetrical, but quite close. Huh? Seu corpo todo balança. Or, as I played it earlier, exactly the same chords. Seu corpo todo. This is a C minor 6th, by the way. Huh? You may have recognized it. Huh? Seu corpo todo which is the same as this balança, same as this. Okay, I quite like this version of the chord here. Okay, so this is perhaps the most complicated part that we've seen so far, but I didn't want to compromise on this nice sequence. Huh? Okay. And then we have a slightly less complicated part, which is Rio de Sol. Okay, Rio de Sol. Do céu de mar. Okay, Rio de Sol, do céu de mar. Play it like this as well. Okay, so this is a B 7th with a sharp 5 going to B 7th. Huh? So I'll start from Este Samba só porque de você, amorena, faz samba. Seu corpo todo balança, Rio de mar, And then we go into, there's one chord here, an E minor chord, which plays for quite a long time, but the melody is going up. Huh? So it's dentro de mais, the melody goes like this, dentro de mais minuto, I'll play that again for the melody mainly, yeah? Dentro, dentro di mas un minuto haremos a Maria. But you can stay dentro di mas un minuto staremos a Galia. Rio de Janeiro, Rio de Janeiro, Rio de Janeiro, Rio de Janeiro. And we have virtually done 95% of the song at this stage. The second part, so we go back to Cristo Redentor, but the very ending, when the plane is landing at last, the melody changes slightly. So we still have this and then it goes and then we go and we're back to the introduction. Huh? Okay, so I've just shown you in a few minutes the whole of Samba di Avia without the introduction, of course, but a simplified version, which I think is perfectly good for if you are singing the song and you want to accompany yourself. This is perfectly good. You don't need any more. It is complex enough, especially with some of the things I've shown you here, you know, quick changes of chords, huh? But you can do with that. Now, if you want to add a little bit more complexity, I'm going to show you how you can do that. And that's adding some chord melody elements, huh? So you're actually playing the melody along with the chords. Huh? So let me show you an example. Huh? Minha alma canta. This doesn't change. Vejo Rio de Janeiro. Okay, so instead of playing Rio de Janeiro, I've actually gone through Rio de Janeiro and then back to the chords that you know. Okay? Oh, some people like to play like this. So that's one complexity that you can add if you want. Huh? There is another one that you can do on the next phrase. Estou morrendo de saudade. So remember, the simple version, Estou morrendo de saudade. I'll show you a slightly more complicated version, which goes up the fingerboard. So it goes like this. Estou morrendo de saudade. I'll play that again. Huh? Estou morrendo de saudade. Okay, so this is actually this chord is a B seventh chord with a sharp 5. I don't know if you can hear it, so I'll play that again. Huh? Estou morrendo de saudade. Okay, so that's another complexity that you can add, and actually you can add this chord. You could, even in the previous version, the simple version that I showed you, you could, instead of using the B7th, you could use the B7th like this with the sharp 5. Huh? So I'll show you what I mean by that. Huh? Estou morrendo de saudade. even complicate your simple version a little bit by doing this. Estou morrendo de saudade, Rio da pa 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 pa. Okay, so I'm going to add one more complexity, which is around these very chords that I've just played. Rio, teu mar, praia sem fim, Rio, você foi feito pra mim. Now, I think this is enough, but you will hear people play a melody while playing these chords, these two chords that I showed you earlier. You will hear people playing a descending melody. When they play this chord, you will hear this melody. So starting in C sharp. And then when we move to this chord, you will hear this melody. It's not strictly speaking descending because it goes up again. So this gives you something like this. So not an easy thing to do, and I don't think it's necessary, but if you really want to play that melody in the background, you can. So I'll play it again. That's one way of playing it. Or adding the seventh if you want. Okay, we're in E here. And then... Okay, I'll play that again. There you are. I personally prefer to play, you know, Rio teu mar praia sem fim, Rio você foi feito pra mim, because you can really put the rhythm in there, which is more difficult when you're playing the melody at the same time. It's not so easy to play this steady beat. One more complexity. I showed you earlier this. You can play it like this as well. There's a nice sequence here, which is quite easy. So this chord is actually same as this one. This is B 7th sharp 5, and this is a B 7th. You probably recognize. Okay, so that's a nice touch as well if you want to add it. And then so there you are. I've shown you the complexities that you can add to the piece if you want to play it as a chord melody. The next part, I'm going to show you the introduction. Okay, the famous introduction. I'm going to show you the introduction very slowly, and I've prepared a chart, so you will see on the screen a chart that will give you the different positions, and that will help you. Because I think this is the real difficulty, is actually finding, as these chords go up and down, sometimes fast, to land them in the right position. So we start in position 9. Okay, so this is the first. I'll try and play that slowly. And sometimes people play a chord here which can vary. This is like an F chord with a sharp 5. You can play it like this if you want. This is complicated, so this is easier. Or you don't have to play it at all. I'll start from the beginning. That's the first part, and then we change chords here, and we start on position. So this is what I call the shape number 2, and we go to position 7 here. I'll play that again. It's only played once, but it starts in position 7. then we go back to the first chord, actually first chord position, with the bass. We played the bass on the 4th string in both cases, by the way. Yeah? So when we do this, the bass is on the 4th string. So back to this first chord position, and I'm in position 4, I'm finishing. So we finish with 2 chords, which are different from the positions here. So it's like a D with a, this looks like an A minor with the D in the bass. Huh? You can play the A in the bass as well. Okay, I'm going to try and play the whole thing. Now, if you find this too complicated, while I was learning this, which is not easy, I came up with a slight sort of variation of this. It's not exactly the same chord voicings, it's not even exactly the same chords, but it gives an approximation, actually a reasonably good approximation of what is being played. The positions are different, the chords are different. I've created a different chart for this version of the introduction. So watch this. I think the positions are a lot easier to land in this case, and there's only one position, but it changes the strings. It changes across the strings here, and this is what it sounds like. Or so there you are. I've presented the whole of Samba do Avia for you, so good luck.